Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crime and Entertainment. As you can see here, we have a returning guest. He's been a guest on our show a couple times. We reviewed his movie, The Mob King, last time we were on, and we've got some pretty exciting news about that particular film. We have a private premiere watch party coming up. Ciro, tell us a little bit about that, my friend, and also welcome back to Crime and Entertainment.
Well, thank you for having me, brother. You're one of the best in the business. So anytime you ask, I'm here.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So as you can see, I'm in a casino right now as we speak, the Hard Rock Casino in Florida, Hollywood, Florida, the Guitar Hotel. Pretty cool place. I was going to do the interview for you outside so you can see the guitar, but it's hot as balls. So I wasn't interested in doing that, man.
Yeah.
So
I feel that. Understood.
But yeah, we got a big private, premiere watch party, invitation only. Got to be on a list. But there will be a website coming up where people can come and all that kind of good stuff. So if they're not following me, they just need to go to Facebook. My page is public, so you get all the information there if they want to come. So yeah, a lot of good things happening with Mob King. I'm looking forward to this. It's a little 2-day sneak peek before it goes nationwide on a release with select theaters, I think in New York, LA, and Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. And on every single on-demand platform there is, every cable network in the country, Dish Network, DirecTV, Prime Video, you name it. It's coming out, and you will be able to order it. And it goes through that process for about 90 days, 120 days of an on-demand release, and then it starts getting licensed. With people like Netflix and all that. Your distribution company handles all that. Our distribution company, which we signed with one of the biggest in the world, Gravitas Ventures. So they are the domestic distribution company for Mob King, the movie. And I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic, man. And also that's the Dare nightclub hooked in at the Hard Rock Cafe, right?
Yeah, the Dare nightclub. It's the actual outside part. They got this humongous 40-foot high definition screen that they do stuff with parties and everything. So the movie's going to look great up there. Right now, if your listeners go to appletv.com or get the Apple app or whatever, most people have Apple phones, but even if you don't, if you go to the Apple store, you can pre-order Mob King, the movie right there. You just put search bar, you put Mob King, it'll come right up and you can see the trailer there as well. So, but you can't get the movie till the official release date, which is May 26th.
Okay. And now you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you tweaked a few things and changed a little bit even since the last time I watched the film. So I'll be watching kind of a newer version as well.
It's a different movie than when you saw it. Because if you recall, we went back and filmed more parts. We brought in, a large contingent of the mob-based actors like James Russo.
Right.
He's from Donnie Brasco. The Django Unchained. He has like 200 movies, so really big time actor there. Bruce Sosha, Artie Pasquale, got the whole little gang back and inserted some more nice mob stuff into it to fatten the story up. And yeah, it's a different movie than when you saw it.
All right. So if anybody is planning on attending this premiere, can you give us the insight on some of the cast that might be there?
Well, I mean, we're expecting more than just the cast. For example, my friend Gary Pastoria stars in my other mafia show, Silent Partners. Right. He's coming down. A bunch of people are flying in. So I really can't tell you exactly who, what, when, and where, but, it's going to be a great event.
Yeah, well, if they follow your page, you're pretty good about keeping fans in tune and up to date on all the things that come up. And that's one thing that you've always done that. I've been following you for years, and even since your first Mobsode, on the first giddy up with this thing, you've always kept fans real in touch, like they're there with you on this journey. And I think they're going to enjoy it 100%. I've already got my hotel booked, my plane booked. So I think it's going to be a fantastic time, and I can't wait to get down there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you here as well. So some other things we got going on in 3 weeks. Huge honor. Going to cons. Mob King is screening there May 17th at the Lorenz 4 Theater in the Cannes Film Festival. And if you know anything about movies and the film life and entertainment world, that's the top of the iceberg when it comes to filmmakers and stuff like that. I'll give you an idea just how big it is. Tom Cruise last year premiered his Top Gun at Cannes. So that's the biggest movie star in the world, the biggest movie last year, and it screened its premiere internationally. Well, its premiere worldwide at Cannes. We're actually screening ours for international through our international distributor, Adler and Associates. It'll be screening in Cannes, which is a huge, huge, huge honor for this film and everybody in it and everybody involved. From what I'm told, I don't know how to verify this, but it'll be the first American mob movie they play there. They don't really do big, they're not big on American movies. It's mainly a lot of French movies and a lot of art house movies. And so for Mob King to be headlining the screening of Adler and Associates catalog at Cannes, it's really a big deal. And it's really a testament to how good the performances are in this movie and the storyline. And, you know, I just look forward to going over there, which I will be. A big personal thing happened for me just today. I was officially accredited as a filmmaker in Cannes, which is a huge thing. It's you know, something you could only wish for and hope for that film body to accredit you as a filmmaker and then give you those credentials when you get there to attend their festival and their meetings and talk to people and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I was able to get that on my first motion picture. So I'm hoping that I can finally have a good career at this and make some money at this and just keep building up, you know?
Well, let me ask you a question, because like you said, that is a huge honor, a huge accomplishment. From when you first started this thing, obviously getting it made into a movie, that was big in and of itself. You had a kind of a scare when you were possibly going to over there in Spain, maybe thinking about turning it into a TV show at this time, all for it to come back full circle, for you to be verified at Cannes as a filmmaker. What did it feel like to get that picture you share with me? Just what came over you, man?
I'll be honest with you, man. You know, you can't go there with any type of credibility. That's why it's accredited. You could buy a pass to walk around, you know, like if you're an actor in a movie or something, then they allow you to buy a pass. But like, for example, my wife can't even go. That's how exclusive it is. Like, even with me as being an accredited filmmaker with my credentials, she's not going to be allowed to go to Cannes with me and walk around in all the places, because it's strictly for filmmakers, actors, people in the industry and stuff like that. But I took a shot at it. I'm like, you know, I got a movie that's making a lot of noise. I came out of the box with full distribution. You know, it's coming on every platform that you could think of domestically on demand. I'm like, I probably got a pretty good chance at this. It was, you know, a shot in the dark, but at least I met the criteria to do it, right?
Right.
So I filled out all of their stuff, sent in all the paperwork they needed and all that, and just kind of forgot about it. I'm like, it's not going to happen, you know? And then today I get an email that says I posted it, you know, and I was just like in shock, man. It's like, you know, I've seen a lot of things in my life. It takes very, very few things ever shock me. And when I read that, I was like, I might be something in this film industry someday. You know what I mean? It was just a good feeling, man.
Well, you put in the hard work, man. And that's what I think, that's a testament to your body of work, you know, coming through, obviously things you came through earlier in life to now. That just lets you know that if anybody's got the dedication and puts in the blood, sweat, and tears, because I know none of this came easy. It was a lot of work. So I don't want people to think that anybody can do this, but it can be done if you have the right mindset, the drive and determination, and the right people around you.
Well, yeah, I mean, it does require all of that, but let's call it for what it is. Content is king, man. You have to make something that is at that level, or it doesn't matter how much drive you have.
Right.
Nobody's going to be in it. So, you know, I operate from the principle that I want to be the dumbest guy in the room, not the smartest. So, you know, fortunately for me, I got myself associated and around people like Joe Chianes, who's an Emmy Award winner, the highest stage in television that you can get for an award. And he's on my team and believed in me 5 years ago. And Jay Bishop, who's a writer for so many different types of things, and people like Anthony Carone, and, you know, just all the people that have gravitated towards me and told me when I didn't even believe it that, hey, man, you're like this rare talent that sees things cinematically that other people don't see. And, you know, we want to help bring to life what your vision is on things. And this is the result of it, you know? kind of got a funny saying, you know, because a lot of people reach out to me all the time and they're like, hey, you know, I got this script, you know, it's the next this or it's the next that, or, you know, here's my picture, you know, I think I have what it takes to be an actor. And, you know, I tell everybody, look, man, everybody's ugly baby's beautiful. You know what I mean? It, I, I, I can't be in a position right now anyway, because I'm a creator myself, to where I look for other people's stuff to produce, right?
Mhm.
So, but I mean, a lot of people who go to make film and stuff, they believe in themselves or they wouldn't be making film, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, my only advice there is to kind of take off the rose-colored glasses and understand that however you're seeing your film is not how everybody else is seeing your film. So
Right.
you need to get the people around you that, even if they're telling you what you don't want to hear, if they have the credentials themselves that you should be listening to them, then you need to listen to them. Because that's what I did. When I first started MobKing, and I basically had to audition for Anthony Carone and Joe Chianes before they attached themselves to my train as the lead actor. Anthony basically told me, hey, you know, I need to make sure you can pull this off, you know, because I'm not going to put my face to it if you can't. And then I also need to know that if you can't pull it off, you're willing to let someone else do it that can. I'm like, absolutely, man. I'm in this business to make money. You know what I mean? I want to make money. I want to keep making movies. You can't make movies if you don't make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we go to, this is at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I tell this story a lot. And he calls and tells me this. We're going to shoot a little trailer in a couple of weeks, right? And this is about 6 years ago. And he calls me at 1 in the morning. He goes, hey, well, everything I just told you. And then I go, all right, no problem, man. And he goes, I'm going to send you 9 pages from a show that I just did on Netflix. I think it was called Bloodline, right? I said, all right, no problem. He goes, I want you to learn all 9 pages. I'm like, all right, cool. He goes, okay, I'll see you at 9 in the morning at TY Park in Hollywood. So it's 1 in the morning. And I'm like, I tell him, I said, tomorrow, 9 in the morning, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. He goes, look, in this business, I get thrown lines all the time that I have to learn in 10 minutes. He goes, you're either going to have it and the ability to do this, which I don't think you do, but I'm going to give you the chance. And that's how it's going to work. And if you can't pull it off at 9 o'clock, we're going to find somebody else. I said, all right, no problem. So one thing that has come naturally to me is I'm real good at remembering everything that I read. So it works out beautiful for me. In fact, so much so now he calls me Birdman, because supposedly Michael Keaton and Birdman did everything in one take.
Yeah.
So, and I do that as well, you know, without rehearsals or whatever. And I'm not trying to sound arrogant or anything like that, because it's nothing like that. I just have a knack for picking up that stuff. All right. And I feel very fortunate that I have that ability. But back to the story. I come out there at 9 in the morning. He goes, all right, we're going to read through this once. There's no looking for the lines. If you make it 2 pages, if you make it 1 page, if you make it 6 pages, you know, I'll judge on that. But this is how we're going to do it. All right. I said, okay. We went all the way through it. I mean, perfectly, seamlessly. And he looked at me, and Anthony Carone will tell you, he's got this thing because he teaches acting classes. When somebody blows him away with a performance, he just stares at them and he walks over and he kisses them on the forehead. So we're literally 2 feet in front of each other, right? In a park in Hollywood at 9, 10 a.m. in the morning. And he looks at me, he kisses me on the forehead, he pulls out his cell phone, he calls jokes, and he says, this is our guy, right? And then he hangs up and he goes, you blew me away, man. That's unreal. I said, you want me to do your part now? He said, what? I go, yeah, you want me to read your part now and you do my part? Because you didn't do both. Go, yeah, I did. And we did both again, backwards. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then it's been all downhill from there, man. We just been rocking and rolling, you know?
Yeah, and Corona himself is a legend. I mean, worked with some of the best in the business. Well, We Own the Night, Oz. I mean, countless movies that he's been in. So
he played my favorite character in the groundbreaking HBO series, one of the best first blow-up series before Sopranos and everything. He played Frank the Fixer, or Bino.
Yep.
You know, when he stabs the black guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just an amazing actor, man. And you know, to have somebody like that, you know, compliment me the way that he does and want to work with me the way that he does, it's mind-boggling to me, you know?
Well, I mean, I'm blown away by your success, man, and I couldn't be happier for you because I know how hard you worked. I feel like I've been on this journey with you, you know,
Yep.
following on your Facebook posts. You keep a lot of people, in tune, like I mentioned earlier, with what you're doing, even a glimpse here and there into your private life. You're very open with the fans, and I think people really appreciate that. And you got a lot of people pulling for you. And I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, man. Once this one gets rolling, I think Ciro Dapagio Films is going to be really busy here in the next couple of years for sure.
But as you know, it wasn't always like that.
Right.
When I first started out, people were like, who's this guy calling himself Mob King? Who the F does he think he is? Blah, 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 everything, But I never was one of those guys that that did the clout chasing, that, dropped names. I used to do this with this person. I used to do that for this person. I just always was like, look, this is what I do. If you like it, wonderful. If you don't, that's fine. And, I understand that at some point you have to earn people's respect. Like, you come out of nowhere and you start doing all of this stuff, like you're going to put this TV show out or whatever. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's baloney, because you haven't done nothing.
Right.
So you're just like 1,000 other hot air people. But eventually you reach different plateaus with different levels of people and actors where you earn their respect, and I'm getting that a lot in the last year, where A-level, B-level, huge Hollywood actors are like, man, you earn my respect. Whatever you want to do film-wise, call on me. And that's the ultimate pat on the back and the inspiration to keep going. But I'm a humble guy. I am not going to be one of those guys that if I experience great success from Mob King to where I'm like, I'm not going to work with any of you people anymore. I'm going to deal with the best in Hollywood. I'm going to deal with the same people and the people who need the legs up to get their careers going. If you're already made it, you don't need me. You don't need to clout chase with me. You don't need to ride my carpet if I have one to drive on. None of that. You know what I mean? Then it's my position to lift up those who did believe in me, the people who put their money where their mouth is when it comes to me, and every single person who believed in me in the beginning. And if you were a real jerk and one of those real nasty people, I'll remember. I might not say nothing about you, but you won't ever work with me again. You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever. It's no big deal, But those are the typical bandwagon jumpers. But you realize who's who and what's what. But for the most part, sometimes, like I said, people just realize, hey, maybe I was wrong about this guy. He did good. They get an appreciation for it. And then they're like, you know what? This guy does what he says he's going to do. The stuff is good. So he's got my respect now. And if you don't like it, screw you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the ultimate payoff. It's not about, that's some dumb high school shit. It's about, all right, man to man, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's work together.
And that's the key to it and everything. I mean, even in the podcast business, it was similar. I had no experience in none of this, and I had to come in and, meet people. And like you said, just kind of step your way up. And the more relationships you make, people understand that you're, doing the right thing and you're doing good by them. You treat them with respect. And, you gradually grow in this business. And that's like anything in life, even if it's not movies or podcasting. You treat people how you want to be treated. You do right by people, and you'll get blessed. And right now, God's raining blessings down on you, my friend.
Yeah. Well, even you. I mean, I called you to see if you wanted to do a project with me. I like including people, my friends. You know what I'm saying? I like to be like, hey, you're not doing this yet, and I think maybe this you could do. And that happens to a lot of people with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you're coming. I hope you bring your mic and whatever and your little camera, because there's going to be a lot of people on the red carpet, and you could be sitting right there interviewing people. And anything that Mob King or Ciro Dapagio can do to help you and crime and entertainment and you personally get to another level, I'm all for it. I'm all for everybody in this film. I don't care if they advertise themselves as the lead, co-stars. I don't care. Advertise yourself however you want, because I want every single person who was involved in this to benefit from this film.
Right. And to be honest, the way that film was made, and it may have been intentional, obviously you are the focus, but there's so many other parts and they were played so powerful. It's hard to pick out who may have been the lead. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it was really well done. And even guys like Robert Lasarda, who's veteran actor, been acting for years, I had on the show, spoke very highly of you. So that lets you know when you're getting the blessings of guys like Antonio Cuarón, Robert Lasarda. I mean, you're doing the right things. And, I can't tell you how much I'm happy, so happy for your success, man. And I can't wait to get down there for this premiere. I think it's going to be a blast, and I'm sure we're going to have a good time.
I appreciate it. There's going to be a website coming up. I think it's going to be MobKingPremiere.com or something like that, but it'll be on my page probably in a couple of hours.
Okay.
People will be able to get discounted rooms in the Guitar Hotel, which are usually $1,000 a night. There's a deal for us for the Mob King code where you get it for, I think, $389. You get the Oasis, which is a brand new hotel. It's not the Guitar Hotel, but it's still a brand new hotel looking at the guitar for, I think, $259. So it's a great deal the Hard Rock is giving Mob King fans if they want to stay after and hang out and enjoy the casino or whatever, if they're going to fly in, whatever the case may be. And it's going to be a rip-roaring party, man, and I can't wait. And I'll be fresh back from cons and all that kind of good stuff. So I just want everybody to enjoy the ride who has genuine love for me, genuine love for movies, genuine love for the people in the movie. And, you know, we all enjoy the ride because that's what it's all about. Who am I high-fiving with? You know what I mean? Yes. I want to high-five with everybody at this party because that's how it is. There's never going to be a moment in my life where I don't stop to sign somebody's autograph or say hello or do it if I can do it. You know what I mean? And because like you had mentioned how I'm always putting stuff out there. It's funny, like my partners in movies and stuff, they'll always say, don't post this, don't post this, don't post this yet, because I'll post everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I want everybody to feel like you do. Man, I've been watching this guy from the beginning. You know what I mean? And what's happening here is kind of cool, you know? And I do that because let's face it, man, there would be no Mob King or Ciro Dapagio or deals or people willing to fund deals if I didn't have such a huge following. You know, and that's what it boils down to. And if Facebook didn't throttle your following, you know, and only let 1,500, 2,000 people see each post instead of the 2 million that they have listed as followers, it'd be even bigger. You know what I mean? But they want you to pay. That's a whole nother show. But I get these notices all the time. Reach your fan base further with ads and all that. I'm like, what are these people crazy? You give me I get followers, and then you want me to pay to go see them? You know what I mean? So to get on their page, you know. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing you, man. We're gonna have a great time. I'll be posting a lot of stuff from cons. It's a once in a lifetime thing. I plan on going back a lot of times with a lot of movies, but this is my first.
Well, absolutely. I can't wait. I'll be flying into, I think it's the Fort Lauderdale airport. So I think about 15 minutes there from Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah, straight down 595, piece of cake ride.
So there you go, everybody. Hop on a plane, get down there if you can make it. I'm sure it's going to be a blast. And again, Ciro, I want to thank you for stopping by Crime and Entertainment, and I wish you nothing but the best going forward, my friend.
You're the man. You need a Mob King poster behind your head right there. It's a blank wall.
I do. I need it. I'm sure I'm going to bring back some swag when I come back from Fort Lauderdale.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, my man. Thank you, everybody. Love you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Hollywood Wade. That was Mob King, Ciro Dapagio. And unfortunately, we're out of time. Ciro, we appreciate it, my friend.